Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at the top 5 stocks that I'm looking to trade next week. Now before I get started, I always ask that you smash that like button. Also comment below if you have any other questions about any stocks that you're particularly watching next week. Also consider subscribing to the 9 to 5 Trader channel. What you get for subscribing is weekly uploads from yours truly, and that can include market news or simply videos on how to get started with stock trading. So let's jump right into it. So how I start all these videos is I first talk about the overall market conditions. We need to consider this when looking into these high dollar stocks. Now let's think about everything that's going on in the market right now. So we have COVID-19, and that's getting worse as time goes. So we're in need of a vaccine, and as things get worse, the market gets worse. We have the election on Tuesday. Now with that, we're going to have induced volatility as we have been seeing throughout the course of this fall. And then last, we have the stimulus package. Now the stimulus package, again, just like the election, just like COVID, if we start to see progression on that, it will coincide with the market. Now since direction is so unclear during this time of volatility, I'm looking more to invest in these stocks, trade more for the long term. I want to get them now while they're at a good buy, utilize the volatility, get them at a good buy, and then hold on to them once we're past this whole ordeal of volatility. Now, just think about it. It's America. The country is great, and we have always persevered through any recession, depression, anything substantial to economic fallout, we've always recovered from. So that is why I'm looking to take advantage of this right now. So again, like I said, let's start out with the market conditions. So here we have /NQ. This is the NASDAQ 100 futures. This is a good representation if you're looking at the market as a whole, particularly for big tech stocks. Now, what I've drawn in here was this red line here. This is a support level. Now, as you can see, historically, we've had a double bottom approaching this support level, and then we rebounded off such. As you can see, it's starting to approach that once again. It begs the question, will it triple bottom, and will it bounce off the support line one more time? So the most I'm going to do here is set an alert, assuming that it goes in the down direction. So at or below. I want to see if it continues to progress down and hits that support, and I will set one at the support level as well. So I have 2 alerts in this direction. What I'm also going to do is set an alert in the reverse direction. So I'm going to use this 180-day green SMA line as an excellent reference, as it has broken through it both positively and negatively, and typically when it does that, it does result in this volatility. So I'm going to set an alert at that green SMA line as well. So again, just consider everything in this market before I jump into this watch list. Again, as you can see, if I take a look back, this is the 180-day chart for the NASDAQ, and as you can see, it has been appreciating. We had the huge sell-off due to the NASDAQ being somewhat overbought and us entering into this election period. We have this induced volatility, and now we're experiencing another sell-off again. The question is, when is it going to bounce? And ultimately, I just want to see if we can recover from this economic crisis we're currently in. So let's just continue to watch the news. Let's pay attention to those top catalysts and move on. So I'm going to start off with Apple here. So Apple, very similar to the NASDAQ. As you can see, it's almost essentially the same chart, and even in sense of finding that support level at this double bottom position. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the support line in. I'm going to set an alert, assuming that it goes down at this support and hits it once again. And then I'm also going to set an alert again at this 180-day SMA line in case it decides to go back up throughout the week. So I'm setting alerts for both downward and upward direction, assuming that we maintain a bearish momentum, or we might turn into a bullish here soon. So let's pay attention to that. Next, we have NIO. NIO, phenomenal stock. Check the link above here. I have videos detailing this company. It's phenomenal. It's in the EV market space. So this is a very progressive industry. But if we take a look at NIO, as you can see on the 180-day chart, it has found a phenomenal support here, and then it found a phenomenal resistance here. Now it has broken that resistance level in the interim in the last few weeks, and it is now establishing new support and resistance levels. And most I'm going to do with this is watch and see if it can find a support at this previous resistance level as before. So I'm going to set an alert right here, assuming that it goes into a bearish direction. And then I'm going to set an alert at this blue EMA line, assuming that we can break through and have confirmation. This will also tell me too that if it does break through this and it does regress down, then it is validating, thus it is changing direction. And if I also take a look at my other indicators here, my RSI indicator, it's very overbought, something to keep in mind. As it's overbought, it's bound to pull back at any time. And if I utilize my MACD indicator, kind of the same situation here. You can see it was having positive momentum. It's still in the green in terms of positive momentum, but it is starting to shrink down, and you can reference these bars down here. It's starting to shrink down. It's begging the question, is momentum starting to shift for this stock? So that's NIO for you. Next, we have SQQQ. Now, this stock is excellent. If you're more of a day trader, do not invest in this stock. Let me disclose that. This stock decays over time. It's an ETF. As you can see, you're not going to make money off this if you hold on to it long term. But what we can do with this stock is utilize it for the interim day trading. What this stock does is, as the market is going down, this stock goes up. So there's great intraday opportunities here. As you can see, it's extremely volatile, so it's not for the faint of heart. I do not recommend this for beginner traders. But if you want to make some money while your other investments are going down, this is a way that you can do so. So market goes down as soon as we open up Monday. Still have no vaccine, still have stimulus issues, still have election volatility. We can invest in stocks like SQQQ. Again, those are inverse ETFs. What I'd like to do with this one is, I have noticed that it has found support at this 180-day green SMA line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send an alert if it does go more into that bearish direction again. And if it goes bear, that means the market is bullish, right? It's positive. So at or below at that 180-day green SMA line. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to send an alert at the top VWAP here. If it breaks this top VWAP, which is essentially more, you can look at it more as like internal or very recent support and resistance levels. Thus, with that being said, if it breaks this resistance level that I'm calling my top VWAP, that means it's starting to show phenomenal price strength, and that could mean the market's going down as well. So either way, let's set an alert for both the bullish direction as well. All right, so next we have Twitter. So I like Twitter right now, and it's arguably at a phenomenal buying point. As you can see, this stock, it's pretty reliable. It's appreciated over the last 180 days. There's nothing wrong with this company, especially in the tech market. The tech market is always appreciating. Tech is forever, arguably. So you just want to keep looking at stocks like these. And all these stocks that I'm mentioning in this video, they have huge volume, which is also important to note. So there's major criteria I personally look for. I look for high volume stocks. I look for a progressive market. I look for a good deal. I look for a consistent pattern. And then I also try to look for clear direction. So based on historical trends, it has really struggled to break this 180-day SMA line. But when it has, you can clearly denote that it has found a support substantially and consistently around this region. Now, they had a huge sell-off recently due to poor earnings. But again, it's Twitter. It's going to rebound. Can you honestly see this stock breaking this support level? Anything's possible. It's the stock market. But generally speaking, based off historical trends, yeah, there is opportunity that can still sell off and come back down. But it doesn't mean we're not at a good buying point. So looking at my RSI indicator, it is at an oversold state. However, if I look at my MACD indicator in terms of momentum, it is indicating signs of strong negative momentum. So again, this is one you want to look at, but I'd wait till it starts to consolidate a little bit more and then indicate sign of confirmation, which just means it's a reversal. So I like Twitter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert right below the lowest price point that it's currently at and see if it continues to fall down. And then if it indicates a sign of bullish momentum, what I'm going to do is set an alert at this green SMA line and see if it does break through and keeps going back up. So Twitter's a really good one you probably want to keep your eyes on. All right, last we have SBE. So SBE falls in that category of EV markets such as NIO and Tesla. So SBE is looking to undergo a merger soon with ChargePoint. Now, ChargePoint is the #1 provider of EV chargers across the country. This is extremely important to notice because, again, we could see a substantial pump post-merger from this stock. And right now, it's arguably at a good buying point. You can see it has found a support nicely around here as it was on a bullish trend. But now that we're reversing back down, it is a little more bearish, but it also is starting to consolidate a little bit more. So there's a chance that it can bounce back up. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to send an alert right before the current price point to see if it continues on that bearish momentum. And then I'm going to set one at the green SMA line, and that will indicate likely signs of confirmation or showing me bullish momentum. So that's SBE. Again, good one to pay attention to. It's at a good price point, and it won't hurt to invest into these for the long term. So like this video if it helped you out. Also comment below if you have any stocks you personally want me to analyze for you. And again, consider subscribing to this channel. What you get is weekly uploads, videos like this, where I share with you my personal watch list for the upcoming week, and also some of the top stocks that are trending in the industry as we speak. And that's all I have for today, guys. Happy trading.